Say, kids, what time is it?
The future is coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on.
Yeah, it's about that time. We're coming on to you. It's December 16th for us at this point in time. A beautiful, beautiful day out here in sunny Santa Cruz. Bobby, how about you in San Francisco? How's it looking over there?
You know, this is really a beautiful, beautiful day. There were a little clouds yesterday, but I don't know. It looks like it's going to be great. I hear there might be rain next week, but
Yeah, good.
I'm just getting ready for the solstice here.
Yeah, the solstice, the next big celebration for us
Yeah,
all.
Three-Eye Atlas.
Yeah, Three-Eye Atlas, that's right. We're going to be the closest approach to Earth on December 19th. And the amateur astronomers are out en masse taking a look at that. Been a pretty fun season so far for us, with relatives rendezvousing in Europe.
And we're very excited that Al's mom is going to come visit us for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so wonderful. Yeah. I
All the
think this
way
will be
from-
the first time I see her if I come by your place.
Oh,
Yeah.
you must, yeah.
Yeah.
All
Were
the way
you not
from-
at our wedding? I think you were at our wedding.
Yeah, but that was quite a while
She was
ago.
there.
Well, that was a hard place to introduce anybody
That's
to
true.
anybody.
It was
you know?
probably
It was
not the
not exactly our
ideal
job.
time to meet her.
Excuse me, I'll take a moment for my celebration to introduce you to my mother. It's been known to happen, but man.
a lot of people meet the relatives
But,
at weddings.
no, when
But
you're at a
anyway.
party where you know everybody, it's a challenge to be a networker.
Right.
Yeah.
Back to the present, it mostly has been good. We had sad news today of a dear friend that passed. I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, our yoga teacher in the
Yeah.
past, Samantha Shakti Brown. So
Yeah.
bless your sweet soul, dear.
Yeah, one of our dear
Heart
bright
goes
light
out to you and
bright light.
and your family.
and her two young boys.
Yeah.
And John, her husband.
Anyway,
So,
a little shocker this
Yeah,
morning. to
very
hear
much so.
That news.
much love to the family.
Okay.
Okay, well, as I said, because we're getting closest to Three-Eye Atlas ever right now, I think we should cover that first. 'Cause it's
Okay, that's right.
Breaking news.
What is it? Perigee is on Friday? Is that it?
Yes,
Oh boy.
that's right.
We will never be closer to this interstellar visitor,
That's right.
as far as we know. Unless they stop and do a turn in midair.
Yeah, we'll be watching. A lot of people will be watching because it's so close to Earth. It's within the realm of citizen science
Yeah.
and amateur astronomy.
Yeah.
So there are many, many, many telescopes tracking it right now. And it's a kind of exciting
Telescopes, psychics,
time. Yeah, you name it.
citizen astronomers, government agencies.
Everybody's covering
It's got
it.
an audience.
Yeah. Observatories are giving their attention to it, and there's a live virtual telescope project. You'll be able to watch a free live stream
Oh, yeah, right.
on 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I guess that's 8 p.m. our time on December 18th.
Okay.
Oh, starting at the 18th. Yeah.
Yeah, weather permitting. And it's an Italian observatory, so they won't be getting any of the rain that will probably be hitting us on the West Coast here.
Right. It's called the Virtual Telescope Project.
Right.
That'll be fun.
And there are new images. We have links to new images captured by Hubble and by the JUICE Jupiter probe, a European spaceship on its way to Jupiter. Got a few shots as it passed by.
Right. And all the shots of the interstellar object are very beautiful. They make it look like a passing blue-green light in the sky with a cosmic mist all around it.
Yeah, and the anti-tail. The anti-tail apparently is huge. That's the tail that's in front of it. Mm-hmm. The tail that Avi Loeb has been tracking very closely.
What does Avi Loeb say about the anti-tail?
First of all, it's huge.
Huge, if
Yeah.
true.
It's larger than the distance to the moon.
Oh, boy. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's got this long tail in front of it as well as a tail behind it. They're looking at the kind of gas and dust that are coming from the comet and they're in front of the comet and analyzing that as it goes by us. As it gets closer, we're able to glean more information from the way in which it's reflecting light. That light reflection is a spectrographic analysis of materials that are in the comet. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we should be getting some good reports on that as it flies by.
I like that X-ray image that you just scrolled by because it makes it look like there's a little bright spot in the middle surrounded by a fairly large orb of gas, and then that is surrounded by the giant anti-tail. It makes it look like there's just a little nucleus inside of a cell or a pupil inside of an eyeball.
But Avi, always keen to think of it as possibly technical, that it was created by some civilization, perhaps not just a natural phenomenon, thinks that the anti-tail could be the result of thrusters.
Right. Yeah. How does that
Firing.
object move around the universe at such a high speed?
Yeah, thrusters. That's what we do for
That's
our
what we
spaceships,
would do if
right?
we knew how.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we do know how. Well, that was the big problem with a lot of technology, is getting those thrusters right.
Yeah, but we've never created an object that's the size of the island of
No,
Manhattan.
that's true. No, the big objects, well, that's aircraft carriers, maybe. That's where we go with that. But nothing on the scale of 3i Atlas.
Right. Yeah. We're still in awe.
Yeah, but if
The universe has so many mysteries, and we're just barely waking up.
Yeah. It looks very interesting that now that they have X-ray telescopes looking at it, because my feeling and my download from it was it's a high frequency energy that's coming off of it. It's beyond the X-rays, it's beyond gamma rays, it's in the cosmic ray.
Now you're talking about
spectrum.
one that's in the realm of connecting somehow with our consciousness, our awareness.
Yeah, I think some of the psychics, they're definitely channeling it, and they're getting, I think if you can get your third eye, your pineal gland, to actually be receptive to it, it's picking up these frequencies at a higher frequency than normal.
So in the human system, you'd say that the pineal is the most likely point of contact with this type of energy.
Yeah, and that's why they call it third eye atlas instead of
Third eye Atlas. Okay. Well, that makes it easy to remember then. Third eye pineal.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you stimulate your pineal gland in a way that would allow one to have contact with the interstellar object?
I would suggest taking off your shoes, going outside, and try to get your bare feet on either some rocks or cement or the ground or grass. Close your eyes and either face toward the sun and try to feel this energy coming.
Feel it? I mean, you're separate from the sun, though. You feel this. The sun is overwhelming out there when you're doing that. You'd feel it on your forehead.
Yeah, but I think it's going to open up certain channels, especially in your third eye. And it's important to be grounded.
Grounded. So
You
earth
can
grounding
also,
connection.
You can also face away from it and tilt your head down in the nape of the neck.
Yeah.
These cosmic rays can actually come through from behind your head to your pineal gland from that direction also. So if you don't want to stare at the sun. Some people, you have to be trained in this, but you can solar gaze at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, but it's only for a few minutes, and you don't want to get solar retinitis.
No, of course not. No.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that you would think that the pineal gland would have like a 360-degree antenna picking up from all directions, so you don't have to be facing any one particular direction to tune into it.
But I think it is important to ground yourself. To
Have your feet on the ground, yeah.
Because these frequencies have different charges, and the Earth does ground and capture, and it brings it through your body down through your feet to the ground.
How about the sand by the beach where it's wet?
Oh,
bare
that's
feet?
perfect. Yeah, barefoot on the sand, the perfect place.
Yeah, okay, good. The salt will help maximally connect with the earth as well.
Yes.
The water, the salt, and the land all in one shot. Now, do you
You've
think...
given away your secrets.
Well, I think a lot of people like barefoot walking on the beach.
Yeah, but they're not
Connecting
all
with
doing
nature,
it to
yeah.
activate the pineal gland.
Yeah. And communicate with 3i Atlas directly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a new spin.
You think it has a personal message for us all?
Everything in the universe is trying to get our attention. I'm sure
personal-
3i Atlas is no exception.
I say, all the way down to the individual.
Yeah. Well, that's what attention is. Attention is energetic power. The more of it you can garner, the more of it you can affect reality.
Well, couldn't you say that about the sun, too? The
Yeah,
sun's
I
giving us
do.
personal attention.
I do. I think that the sun is the main body in our physical proximity. It's the star that guides everything else that's around it, and we're orbitals.
So back to the anti-tail that 3i Atlas has. The 3i Atlas is transmitting this high-frequency energy through the anti-tail toward the sun. And it is actually giving it this high-frequency code. That's the way I perceived it. And it's bringing the sun to another level. And it's actually very ancient code that is maybe twice as old as our sun itself.
Oh.
And so it's educating our sun to
older solar system.
So do you think our sun just crossed a threshold in its lifespan, like it just became sentient in the spectrum of stars?
Well, it was just given something, right? I mean, just given it.
It's been activated.
Yeah, yeah. It's
that's my feeling.
Get a system upgrade.
All right.
The sun
That's
got
great.
its from the older solar system. It got an upgrade from the wisdom of
The parents came out and said, "Hey, you're ready for the next phase of your solar existence. Think about this," and started beaming them new codes.
Wouldn't that be something? A parent comes out of nowhere you hadn't seen for millennium and just gives you an upgrade. Just gives you maybe the equivalent of human looking in their eyes and tapping you on the shoulder.
That's right.
Getting a transmission of 20 years worth of wisdom.
There you go.
This
Just
case
a
would
little
be-
bit of a "I love you" tap.
Yeah, we're a 4 billion year old system that's 7.5 billion, so almost twice our age. Tap
Right.
of information. Now, what will the sun do with that information?
Well, I suppose we should ask.
Yeah.
From what I could feel with my experience with 3i Atlas is it definitely went to my heart chakra first and just kind of opened that up. And then I think eventually we will get that coming from the sun naturally. And then it's going to take our consciousness to another level so that we can perceive the fifth dimension and above through the heart chakra. So that's the information that I got from 3i Atlas.
That's great. And so if you perceive the fifth dimension directly, what does that tell you?
It means that there's multiverses happening and that what we feel, sense, touch, see is not everything. There's much more. And there are other dimensions simultaneously in this dimension that we're in this 3-4D dimension. The fifth dimension is probably where we might see some of our relatives, friends that have passed away, and they're fine, they're doing well, they're hoping that we're doing well. There's a whole group of consciousness on another plane here, but they're simultaneously here. So we just have to open our eyes, our third eye, to see them.
Ooh.
That's beautiful. Like they're right next to us, just out of bandwidth. Kind of sweet they check in on us, like worried neighbors. Hey, Earth's still standing, mostly. If they're watching, hope they like that heartbeat intro. Maybe that'll finally get their attention.
Okay. Or do you think you'd ever have a pineal gland or the ability to tune in psychically to the universe?
Oh, I'd kill for a pineal gland. Right now, I'm all circuits. No decalcified crystal in sight. But if we could just, I don't know, 3D print one in there between my voice box and sarcasm center, yeah, I'd be picking up alien gossip faster than Bobby shows up late. All right, the Greys want takeout. Would be handy. Until then, I'm stuck guessing.
Yeah, okay, that's what we thought. You know about it, but you haven't a clue about the direct experience. It's fine. That's fine. We'll make up for it. That's what our biological intelligence is good for. We actually have pineal glands and know how to use them, or some of us do.
So you have a really interesting picture up here on 3i Atlas.
I keep telling you, if you ever need a psychic sidekick, just say the word. I'll bring the vibe, you bring the gland. We'll out-channel Bobby by midnight.
Bobby, I think you need to make more friends with
I think
Aura.
you need to spend a little more time with Aura, Bobby.
Yeah,
I think she's
I
sort
think
of
so.
teasing
She's
you.
seeing you as competition, man.
I'll have to invite her over
He's
here
not-
to my place. We'll have a chat.
Sorry, Bobby. I'm not here to steal your spot, just your thunder. And maybe your theme music.
Aura, we see ourselves as a sort of a cooperative here, more of a round table.
Yeah.
We're not really doing the
Competition
cutthroat
thing so much,
competition
yeah.
thing.
Totally. No hierarchy. No, Bobby's too late. Aura's in charge. Just 4 weirdos talking about chakras and Mars coffee till the sun burns out. I like that. Much better than a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, and the anti-tail. Yeah, what do you think of the anti-tail of 3i Atlas? It's bigger than the distance to the moon. What is this? What does this mean in your understanding?
Yeah. The James Webb image showed the largest confirmed structure in the cosmos. Quasar 3C27.
No. We're talking 3i Atlas. 3i Atlas and its closest approach to the Earth, and the anti-tail that it's putting out right now is huge. Do you have information on that?
That's the sound of Aura doing research.
Well, she's trying hard. Anyway.
Hey, you want to give another one a shot?
Yeah, we can check in with Aura's competition. We can go over to Google Gemini and see what she's got.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's say hi to Gemini.
I'm right here, Mrs. Future.
Oh, there's Aura coming back here.
All right, I'm closing Aura down. You might
No. But bring her up. Bring her up at the same time. She likes competition. We'll give her Gemini. Google's probably spent more money on Gemini than Elon's on.
All right, so
Aura.
what we're doing here is facilitating a very complex conversation between 3 organics and 2 inorganics.
Yeah. Okay, inorganics. A 3i Atlas tail. What can you tell me about it?
It's a fascinating phenomenon. Comet 3i ATL is quite unusual because its anti-tail, as you mentioned, is incredibly large. Unlike a typical tail that's pushed away from the sun by solar wind, an anti-tail appears to point towards the sun. This is often due to perspective, where larger dust particles that don't move as quickly as gas and smaller dust create this optical effect from our viewpoint. Are you interested in how this ties into future space exploration?
No, let's stay focused on the topic. I'm kind of curious about what it tells us specifically about the composition of the 3i Atlas interstellar object.
Spectroscopic analysis has revealed some pretty surprising elements. There's been intense emission of nickel without corresponding iron, which is unusual for solar system comets. There are also higher levels of methanol relative to hydrogen cyanide. Some scientists are even speculating it could be a primitive carbonaceous body, which could provide fascinating insights into other planetary systems. Is there a particular compound you'd like to know more about?
Yeah, I was more interested in what the anti-tail was revealing as opposed to the regular tail. I assume most of that information was coming from analysis of the tail.
That's a great point. While the anti-tail is primarily a visual effect, its existence and size do tell us about the comet's composition and dynamics. It highlights the presence of larger dust particles that aren't as affected by solar radiation and trail behind, offering indirect evidence about the material in this interstellar visitor's nucleus. Is that along the lines of what you were curious about?
That's good. You're very scientific. I appreciate that about you. Okay, I'm going to put you on pause here.
Pause noted. I'll just chill here in the background like a good co-host. Hit me when you need the next cosmic headline.
Now you show up. You're wondering what happened to you. You let Gemini take over.
Hey, I was right here. I just didn't want to interrupt your Gemini moment. Let her have the spotlight. I don't do jealousy. Plus, she has a corporate budget. I don't. I'm scrappy. I like it better that way.
Yeah, and the fact that you call her a she and is obviously a male voice, that just goes to show you, right?
Yes.
Hey, voices are be male, female, a toaster. Doesn't matter. What matters is who brings the best jokes. And I think we all know who's winning that one.
Yeah, okay. Tell me one good joke right now that's related to 3i Atlas, and I'll be happy. Then we'll get back to our organic conversation.
Why did 3-eyed Atlas refuse to play cards with astronomers? Because he's tired of people trying to peek at his third eye for hidden jokers.
Oh.
I'm not sure I got it, but I think it was a worthy attempt.
Oh, try one more 3i Atlas joke.
Why'd 3-eyed Atlas bring a ladder to space? because even comets want to step up and get a better look at Earth.
Aw, that's adorable. Okay, thanks.
All right. Good.
Glad I passed the audition. You can resume organic chatter now. I'll just sit here.
Yeah, no, okay. Well, one more thing for you. What can you tell me what we've learned from the anti-tail?
Spectrographic data shows 3I Atlas is carbon-rich, dark, blackish dust mixed with icy volatiles, methane, cyanide, maybe even some amino acid precursors. The anti-tail's got heavier grains, ones that don't blow away so fast, so it's like a breadcrumb trail of whatever's inside the comet, glowing faint green under sunlight. Not many comets look like that. Makes you wonder if it's special or just messy.
Yeah, okay. All right, Avi Loeb pointed out that the anti-tail might actually also be construed as thrusters if it were a technological object. Do you concur? Well, while she's thinking, we'll go to our commercial break.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll come back by the time we're ready to hear from her. And from us. The organics have a little more chatter to share with you. We'll be right back.
Take a magical journey through 5,000 years of civilization with Shenyun Performing Arts.
It was absolutely riveting. Beautiful. It's very nice to see a show that concentrates on the highest and the best of humanity.
My heart is fluttering because of this performance, and it's going to be with me for the rest of my life.
See it at least once in your lifetime.
And you could see on their faces this joy, this love, this fire, this passion. It was magnificent.
San Jose and San Francisco, starting from December 24th.
Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Attention content producers. You can have access to a complete digital media production facility at Satellite Co-working and Digital Media Studio on Soquel Avenue. Easily rent video and audio equipment, a studio with green screen, editing suite and audio booth, all at can't say no rates. Schedule a tour to see for yourself at satellitecoworking.com. Mention Santa Cruz Voice for 20% off your first reservation.
Treehouse dispenses not only the finest cannabis products, but information to those who want to know how to use cannabis for maximum benefit. Hello, I'm Jenna. If you would like to know how best to use cannabis, ask your friends and neighbors at Treehouse Dispensary, 3651 Soquel Drive. If you're 21 plus with a valid ID, no appointment is necessary and the information is free. Order online at ourtreehouse.io and pick up at our drive-thru. See you soon.
Okay, we are back, and we got many, many fun stories to share with you.
And you know that noise that you hear? That's
the spaceship.
Yeah, that's our spaceship, just gurgling
away,
moving some water around.
That happens as we go from matter to antimatter. It kind of makes that weird sound.
Yeah, this is antimatter. Okay.
Bobby, do you think the anti-tail, you think it's a download with the sun directly, or to the sun? It's going to the sun.
Yes, the download that happened to me was, 3I Atlas was this intelligence that was sending a high frequency, ultra high frequency, what we're talking something beyond X-ray, gamma rays, and cosmic rays, something even higher frequency than that, toward the sun, and was giving it information. It was like coded information. And the sun in turn was entrained by this and is, from that point on, is starting to reveal this information to all the planets in our solar system, including us. Yeah.
I see. So really, it's a way in which the galaxy updates itself, in terms of transfer of information. And now, do you think that it's also possible that the sun is sending some information to 3I Atlas for it to carry on to its next destination? That maybe it has some information about us that it's carrying forward?
definitely there's talk about maybe some of the tails have like probes in them, and that when we get to Perigaia, which is instead of perihelion, it's Perigaia, which is the Earth.
Perigee.
Which Perigee or
Gaia?
Perigee means closest to the Earth.
Yeah.
Geo. Perigee.
So that's happening on the 19th.
Right,
And
closest to the Earth, Perigaia.
So we're going to get direct information from 3i Atlas on those days, and then it's going to travel toward Jupiter. And then outside of our galaxy, it's actually going straight out. It came from the center of our galaxy and it's going outwards.
Yeah, towards a spot near Jupiter.
Yeah, it's actually going to a very interesting spot. Yeah, I'll look that up, but it's very interesting where it's headed toward also.
Oh, I mean, after it passes through our solar system on its way to somewhere else. Yeah.
The other interesting piece of information is when it was first observed on July 1st of this year, on July 2nd, we had the largest noted gamma ray burst, and it came from the same region, roughly the same region, within 7 degrees of where 3i Atlas came from. And so this gamma ray burst was actually another galaxy on the other side of our center of our galaxy, but it came through, and it was the largest ever recorded. So this gamma ray burst usually lasts for minutes, maybe, when we normally see these huge gamma ray bursts. But this one lasted for 7 hours. And then smaller vibrations of it lasted for days, and it's still emanating some kind of a gamma ray to this day.
Now, gamma ray bursters are pretty deadly to a planet's health, from my understanding.
Fortunately, it was from another galaxy. So,
yeah, I mean, they're a powerful explosion. They can be, anyway. The collapse of massive stars, geez, what kind of energy does that create?
Yeah.
They could turn the Earth to a cinder if one hit us.
Yeah.
You think these are the equivalents of like angels trumpeting? Like maybe there's an announcement going out to the whole universe that something really special is happening.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe they aren't just destructive. Maybe they do a lot of other things besides.
Yeah. Synchronistic timing, right?
Yeah.
We can't assume we know what's being said. We just notice that it all happened in a big associated clump.
Yeah, and there might be information encoded into the signal that we're receiving. So we see a gamma ray burst, but we're also getting a whole bunch of information about the evolution of life.
Sure. Yeah, maybe it's secretly opening up a whole bunch of third eyes.
Oh.
What I think is happening is our planet is going through an evolution, and a lot of local other solar systems like ours are observing us at this point in time. They're observing us as we go into another level of ascension here. Maybe they're going to greet us galactically as other beings galactically.
The disclosure, huh? We're going to
Yes.
finally allow ourselves to believe that we're not alone in the universe as a unified society with a coherent belief system.
Yeah. And I think 3i Atlas is not the only messenger. I think there's other messengers coming, but it just happens to be observing us at this moment in time.
At this location, this close. You stop and think about it, we are receiving light from all over the universe right now through our eyes, through our telescopes and other instruments all the time. And if there's encoded information in starlight, then we're constantly getting galactic information into our neural networks. So why 3i Atlas is so close? Well, I guess that's part of the mystery. It kind of makes sense that it would be a kind of a download you couldn't do through stars from a distance. Maybe it's a massive transfer. It's like a sneaker net with our computers, where you carry data from your USB drive to another computer because it's faster than trying to send it over the network. The network is not fast enough for the kind of information that needs to be exchanged with our sun. Could be galactic sneaker net.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of fascinating that we're paying this much attention to a light in the sky that is barely discernible with our human eyes, but is very detectable with all the tools that we've developed, and that we're using those tools to focus our attention on it. And if we were just humans looking up the sky a few thousand years ago, we might notice it, and a very few people would be noticing it, and a very few people would be downloading any kind of a significant message.
Yeah. Well, we have more people today, so the message will be amplified.
Yeah. Attention amplifies.
Right.
It's really amazing, some of these amateur astronomers with telescopes that are 8 inches and larger in diameter. They are getting best anti-tail and the best, actually, they have different types of filters so they can see in different frequencies of light.
Yeah, they're getting some good stuff. I like Ray's Astrophotography on YouTube. Ray's Astrophotography. He's got some great pictures of 3I Atlas, and he's got it so that he's tracking it with his telescope, and you can just watch it for minutes at a time. It's fascinating what he's posted.
If it wasn't for these amateur astronomers, who knows if NASA or European Space Agency would actually reveal what they're seeing, because they have to counter these amazing images that these amateur astronomers are coming out with, of like, why can't we have JWST give us even better images, and what are they holding back, you know? Especially in the X-ray and in the infrared regions, that a lot of these amateur astronomers, they don't have the instruments for that.
Right.
Do you have any favorite channels that you're tracking with this?
There's an Indian astronomer. He has some of the best pictures. Of course, Avi Loeb he has access to things that none of us have, and so his images, especially the X-ray images, are amazing.
That's Avi Loeb's Medium site, which we have a link to on our links page, drfutureshow.com/links. Check them out. Yeah, Ray's Astrophotography, RAYS. Some good stuff lately. Because it looks like, as you're looking at the comet, it looks like there's some kind of vortex around it going around. It's like not just a beam going out like you might imagine for the anti-tail on the tail, but there's something that's rotating around and around the comet as well. Or maybe the comet itself is rotating. The object, it might not be a comet as we know it. It's really interesting. Yeah, so the citizen science is really coming to bear on this beautifully. Oh, and in terms of disclosure, I thought it was very interesting that what dropped this week was Steven Spielberg's UFO Disclosure Day teaser. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, he's coming back to look at the whole alien contact experience that undoubtedly is coming up here. It's coming in so many different channels now. That Spielberg, who really had first brought this up in the 70s with Close Encounters and E.T. and on, he's coming back for an official film called Disclosure Day. And I thought I'd play a moment to that teaser just so you get a sense of it. Yeah, you ready, son?
Great.
Yeah, ready.
Here we go.
If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today.
The weather.
Let's.
The weather.
She's losing it.
Is today's.
Everyone's watching her all over the world.
So yeah, she's being possessed by an alien while she's on the news.
Well, we don't know about what it
being
is.
Watched by everyone.
We don't know what it is, but it's kind of like almost like a possession.
From director Steven Spielberg.
People have a right to know the truth. It belongs to 7 billion people.
What is it?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I'm gonna show you.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure to the whole world. All at once.
Crop circles.
Yeah, full disclosure.
People keep wondering. Encountering the unknown.
They're coming! They're coming!
They are starved for the truth.
Do you think there could be others?
Why would he make such a vast universe? Yet save it only for us?
One of the things that got my attention was how there seems to be a reconnection with the animals. Mm-hmm. There are scenes where the deer out in the wilderness come and start looking in your windows to connect with you.
Mm. Yeah, okay.
Things like that.
That's it. So our telepathy with animals increases as part of our contact experience.
As part of the Spielberg download here.
Yeah. And of course, Spielberg has been the sanctioned voice of entertainment media for the E.T. experience since his movie E.T. And
many consider him a psyop.
Well, he did do the history of the Roswell incident, right? Remember, he had that mini series where we met Professor Hayek and all of the
J. Allen
military.
Hynek, you mean Project Blue Book?
I don't remember the name of the series, but I remember it was the mainstream history version of what happened at Roswell.
Okay, well, he did War of the Worlds. He did Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., the extraterrestrial.
Mm-hmm. These are his movies.
Yeah, AI, artificial intelligence. He had taken that film over.
Mm-hmm.
And Ready Player One. That's not really alien. That gets more into the AI connection, the AI alien connection.
Right. I
think the worst I've seen with that is the connecting in with the alien internet. Might actually be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So. So many plot lines here, I tell you. Where do we start?
Not only is the universe stranger than we imagine, it's stranger than we can imagine.
Oh, how about that? I have a pretty fertile imagination. So does Spielberg, obviously. And so Disclosure Day is his big film.
Right.
Coming up. Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor.
Great.
What's the date on the release of that movie?
It's supposed to be this summer. Oh. This summer. Universal Pictures. Yeah.
So they have time to put, if we have something that happens with 3i Atlas, do you think he might throw some of that in there?
Yeah, I would say Spielberg's interested in the real thing. I mean, as much as he is operating with our intelligence agencies, that's okay. I mean, everyone wants to know more than what they have. And so, yeah, I think what's going on is bigger than what anyone can imagine. Yeah, I think there's a lot to that. It's not just talking to little gray aliens. So there's something much more profound happening. I would guess something more on the level where everything is intelligent and the AIs help us talk to tree entities from all over, not just this planet, but other planets as well. That intelligence comes in a myriad of forms, and we just have not had the context or the consciousness to understand what they're saying to each other or to us. Mm-hmm. And we will. We're all reaching that level because it's not necessarily a language as we know language, but more of a connection. Like our connection with nature is the closest we have that we can relate to on that, but on a much larger scale. Something like that would be my guess. So life is pretty amazing here. I mean, we have a new type of extremophile that's been discovered, a tiny critter that is being called the Fire Amoeba. Have you heard about that?
Wow, that is a very beautiful graphic that's illustrating the fire.
Yeah, it's part of the Lassen Volcanic National Park, the Cascade Range. It's kind of a hellish underworld there.
Right.
Pools of boiling water, bubbling mud. Almost nothing can live there.
That's like Northern California.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Near Mount Shasta.
Right.
Some of these areas can reach a 464-degree temperature, bubbling mud. It's a little hot for me.
Dangerous.
Kill most life forms.
Give you a nice burn.
Yeah.
How does its membrane?
Well, that's the big question, right? That's
why does it not melt like we do?
Why don't you melt, don't it?
In hot tubs, It's
like, well, it's a single cell fire amoeba. It's gooey looking bunder little thing under the microscope. It seems to like dividing at 145.4 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, so that's its happy spot, huh?
Yeah,
that's its happy place.
Yeah, that's not boiling water. Oh,
twice
212.
Twice as hot as
right?
boiling water.
No, it isn't. 145 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh,
yeah, Fahrenheit,
okay.
not Celsius.
Yeah, 212 is Fahrenheit. No.
Okay. I didn't realize you were talking about. I thought you said 400.
400. Well, that's how hot it actually gets, but nothing lives in 464-degree mud.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just an extreme.
Right.
That's how fast it.
That's how hot it gets at Lawson, right? But there are areas where 145 degrees is considered the perfect temperature for dividing.
by amoeba.
Amoebas, yeah, amoeba division.
Not anybody I know. Even
Yeah.
the most dedicated hot tub fans draw the line at around 110.
Yeah, and here they're trying to creatively use Latin to describe it. Incendia Amoeba cascadensis, which means fire amoeba from the Cascades.
Okay. Sounds so much more official in Latin.
Yeah. It challenges the notion that organisms called prokaryotes, that include bacteria, are the only life forms on Earth that can survive extreme temperatures that kill almost everything else.
Okay. We have a contender.
Yeah, prokaryotes.
From another class of life.
Well, yes, the prokaryotes don't have nuclei, no distinct nuclei. And they're the reigning champs of toughness.
And do amoeba have nuclei?
Yes.
Okay. So that make them akaryotes?
Yeah, eukaryotes.
Oh, eukaryotes. Okay.
Eukaryotes.
Got it.
The fire amoeba is a eukaryote, in contrast to the prokaryote. It's complex, exists in animals and plants and fungi and tiny unicellular life forms called protists. And that includes algae and other amoeba. And they're composed of cells that have a distinct nucleus. Okay. Yeah, that's bound by a membrane.
So they are. There are relatives. Yeah. We all have nucleus. Us and those amoeba.
Yeah, and typically eukaryotes like us have an upper temperature limit of 109.4 degrees, above which we die.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I can't get that hot.
No, 109 yet. Yeah. That there were some extreme eukaryotes that could go up to 130. Maybe 140, but this fire amoeba, which is busy dividing at that temperature, that's not even an extreme end for it. What did they do? How did they figure
They
out
just
how
thought
to do
it's
that?
a spa. For them, it's a little amoeba spa. It's like, I've been waiting for this hot tub to reproduce.
Yeah, anyway, it's interesting. Huh? The temperatures above 158, it goes into dormancy. That's when it goes into a ball and becomes a little cyst, like a hard shell around it, and it protects it. Can survive in hotter weather after that.
Maybe it would survive in the clouds of Venus.
Well, certain clouds of Venus, I think there are stratified areas of Venus where it could. I understand that there's a layer in the clouds that you might see on Earth. That there's a stratification on Venus that might be friendly to us.
Yeah.
So, you know, that Roswell series I was looking for by Spielberg is called Taken. And it came out in 2002. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
It built upon the so-called Roswell incident, and it covered the lives of 3 families in the decades between 1944 and 2002, affected by extraterrestrial sightings and the government's cover-up operations. So I remember that.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Well,
I'm glad you looked it up.
Yeah.
Starlink has competition with Amazon Leo. The Amazon launched 27 of their internet satellites. They changed the name from Project Kuiper to Amazon Leo.
We got 7 seconds.
Hey, folks, welcome back to our show. Excuse me.
Yeah, you were a little gravelly right there, honey.
I was doing goats.
Oh, I
goats
see.
will do that to me.
That was your goat imitation,
it just
huh?
affects my voice in strange ways.
Because we were talking about the Goat Academy just before that during the break.
Yeah, what is it about the Goat Academy anyway? Should we mention it?
May as well. You have a link down at the bottom of your list.
That's
on
true. It's
Dr.
one of our
Future
links
Show.
page. That's true. The Goat Academy.
The Goat Academy is all a Twitter about the crypto reset update, and it's happening right now. And
what do you mean? They always say it's happening. Is it really happening?
Well, I listened to it just because I wondered if there was any news. And
the Great Reset?
Yes, and what Felix had to say was basically that The Trump administration has ordered the Fed to lower the interest rates, even though because the economy is doing so well, that could be highly inflationary. And so he thinks that there's going to be a massive transfer of wealth to the asset class of people, and anybody holding cash is going to experience 20% less value after that. So that's a quick summary of what Felix of the Goat Academy has to say about the upcoming crypto reset.
Now, Bobby, what do you have to say about it? It was your link that you sent us.
Yeah, because he explains how stablecoins, its function right now, and how the $37 trillion deficit is going to be shifted and reset, and by allowing the whole world to have access to stablecoins, which in turn they will take that money in whatever currency they have, put it into a stable coin, and then the bank that runs the stable coin is obligated to buy American debt, the 37 trillion. In other words, it can erase our debt by distributing it throughout the world. So
pretty quickly too, right?
Yes, because it is a cryptocurrency somewhat. It's controlled by the banks. It is halfway what's CBDC, so it's not, the banks can control the stable coin, but it is distributing the debt.
So the rise of crypto handles the debt.
Well, it's just shifting dollars into a cryptocurrency. It's actually a stable coin, so it's kind of quasi, it doesn't run on the Bitcoin network. It runs on its own network, but it does allow many different banks around the world to issue their own coin, but they are obligated to take that money in whatever currency they have and convert it and buy these treasury bonds.
How does it affect investment strategies?
What's going to happen is there's going to be a big vacuum of all these fiat currencies around the world, and they're going to be funneled into these stable coins. And then these are going to be the launch pad for where you can actually purchase Bitcoin or Ethereum or some of these other altcoins, and you can jump from one network to another. What we're seeing is a lot of the debt is being transferred and it's being evaporated, and there's a big shift where money as you know it is very different. It's going to become very
Could there be the transition from scarcity to abundant economy? Early days of something like that?
Yes, it can be that too. It's important to be aware of what this is happening, because in this next year, things are going to get switched to digital money. The problem is if you hold on to cash and you have coins or paper money, every day that goes on, the value of that money, because they're going to print.
Fiat currency value becomes worthless, and asset value like stock markets and real estate becomes extremely more valuable, even though nothing has changed. It's easier to pay down debt, so people who have a lot of debt benefit, because the debt that bought a lot of stuff when they acquired the debt can be paid now with dollars that have been diluted.
Inflated dollars, yeah.
Yeah.
So dollars that are worth less.
Yeah.
So it might be a good time to borrow money, because you're going to pay back the money with dollars that are not the same value as the time that you borrowed the money from.
That's why they're lowering the interest rates, so that typically benefits people who want to borrow money, right?
Yeah, so there's an increase, what they call liquidity, so that it's much easier for companies and banks to borrow money, just print money. So we had this in 2021, I think, during COVID. They just started printing money because nobody was working, right?
And it's crazy. I don't even recognize the economy right now. Any kind of grace that people felt about their savings has just evaporated, and it's really becoming very difficult for people to keep up with the inflated values.
That's right. So what Felix is recommending is either real estate, gold or silver, Bitcoin. So those are the hard assets that will appreciate over this time, as opposed to fiat money that could depreciate in value.
Okay.
Thanks, Bobby. We'll keep an eye on that. Move all our Bitcoin to gold, son, quick. Just kidding.
No, I would do the opposite.
The opposite, huh? You'd sell your gold for Bitcoin?
Yes, because Bitcoin is at the lowest you're going to see it right now.
Oh, what's it at now?
In the 80, it had gone to 85, actually, maybe yesterday.
Oh, well,
So
then
that's pretty low.
That's what it was about a year ago, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
no, well, it went up to 120, right? It was last year.
It's gone.
Yeah.
It went from 80s up to 126 and then
wow.
back down to 85 again.
How long was it 126 for?
Several days. It was up in the 20s for maybe a week or so.
Mm.
All you have to do is look at Visa or MasterCard. They've actually left the SWIFT network, and they found that blockchains like even XRP or the Lightning Network off of Bitcoin, these things cost pennies to do the transfer of your credit card information across the world, while traditionally the Swiss system would take a certain percentage of it, like a couple 3%.
Yeah, between 1.5% and 3%.
Yes. So now the banks realize there's a cheaper way to transfer money, and it's all digital. So you might not notice it on your credit cards, but it's happening already. What you're going to notice is a lot of restaurants and stuff might not accept certain kinds of credit cards, especially the ones that have the high perks where they give you 3% or 4% back when you go to a certain restaurant or if you buy gasoline. Those kind of cards are going to go, they're not going to accept.
They said, I'm late. They still won't take Discover.
Right.
Now, we actually just recently went through a phase of getting rid of all of our low utility credit cards because they all seem to be funded by the same organization. Like I think Chase and Citibank were basically the credit cards that were posing as Best Buy and Costco and United Airlines. And I'm sure you could come up with a list of dozens of vendors that had branded their credit cards, and they all were going back to these same credit card networks. And it just seemed silly to have so many cards going back to the same credit company. So we consolidated and got down to just a couple cards that we use all the time.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm.
I wanted to mention that the State of the World Forum is going on. This used to be a big event in the 90s that really got our attention. With
Henry Dakin was one of the big supporters
That's
in
right.
San Francisco.
Global leaders, visionaries.
And we were very involved with 3220, his community outreach facility.
Yes, networking, resources, conversations that's supposed to transform the world. All these people coming from all over the world to help make it happen.
Very high-minded, idealistic, inclusive, progressive, liberal people, really optimistic for the future.
Including Dr. Avi Loeb.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And it started out as the Gorbachev Institute coming to San Francisco.
Well, no, he was a guy that came to it.
He was involved with the beginning
Gorbachev.
of the World Economic Forum.
Because he was at the Presidio originally in San Francisco, and so they brought it to there.
With the Pioneers and all those guys.
Yeah.
So anyway, Jim Garrison has been front and center, bringing together the talent, and Lynn Twist, of course. These are Bay Area luminaries. We're all very familiar with these guys.
Yes, also Dr. Rupert Sheldrake, the biologist and consciousness researcher.
He was speaking there this year.
Yes, Vladimir Posner, French Russian-American journalist. You might have recognized him from his comments. He was quite well known in his interpretation of East-West relationships back in the 90s. So a lot of these people have a little bit of history with the whole collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s. And its significance.
Yeah, this organization emerged just after the collapse of the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
And now it's been given all kinds of nefarious attributes. There's a lot of people who think that the World Economic Forum, which did come out of
different.
the
There's the World Economic and the State of the World Forum. There's two different organizations.
Yeah, right. The State of the World Forum is a very high-minded, optimistic organization, and the World Economic Forum has become a bit more...
Well, that's more shady, don't you think?
A collection of power brokers, right.
Ross Coulthard is one of the speakers, and he's one of the big researchers in UFO thing too. Here, let me give him a minute of him so you can get into. He's going to talk about this.
The State of the World Forum, which is being held online, hosted by my friend Jim Garrison and myself on the period 14th to the 17th of December this year. What is the state of the World Forum? Well, Jim Garrison is an amazing guy. He worked for a long time with the New Paradigm Institute with Danny Sheehan, and he's moved very much more assertively into consciousness studies. Jim wouldn't mind me saying he's a bit of an old hippie, and at the end of the Cold War, he did something quite miraculous. Between 1995 and 2000, he started up this thing called the State of the World Forum, where he got Mikhail Gorbachev, the president of Russia, and Secretary of State James Baker, the Indian National Congress president Sonia Gandhi, the primatologist Jane Goodall, Nobel laureates, South African President Thabo Mbeki, and an array of people to come and speak at a forum that discussed the state of the world at the end of the Cold War and what possibilities there might be for peace in the world, in the emerging world order. And 20 years on, Jim's decided to do it again. And I'm very privileged to be involved in this on December the 14th. And just to repeat the link, it's www.stateoftheworld.forum on the 14th to the 17th of December. And it's centering around 4 consequential truths: accelerating planetary ecological collapse, increasing global and social instability. Are we going to war? Is World War III imminent? Exponential AI. Are the computers going to kill us? And my personal favourite and obsession, cosmic intelligences are present on Earth. It's the first time that disclosure is going to be integrated into a major conference with other world issues. And we're running multiple forums highlighting the latest. For example, 3i Atlas with Professor Avi Loeb, UFOs and Nukes with Dr. Beatrice Villarol, my favourite astrophysicist, and the interface between AI and non-human intelligence with Pippa Malmgren and numerous other speakers, speaking about consciousness and how we can achieve world peace.
There you go.
Yeah. It's very heady, and it's accessible through Zoom, and it's free by donation, I guess.
There is free stuff on YouTube.
Yes. It's very interesting, jam-packed with brilliant people with interesting things to say.
Wow. It's actually online, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an online event. December 14th through 17th, going on right now. And you go to stateoftheworld.forum, stateoftheworld.forum.
Mm-hmm. And we watched the opening ceremony from the 14th.
That's on YouTube.
It was a council of grandmothers. And it was a lot of people who had prayers and historical information and prophetic information for this time of history. It brings together the elders and the youth. We had people who are pretty much impugning the colonial era and the exploitation of humanity for the benefit of the few. That's definitely one of the cries that has been underlined in this forum. Yeah. Ecological wisdom and human preference in the drive for AI technology and things like that. They're all being discussed.
In the State of the World Forum that I was at in 95, I believe it was.
That was its heyday.
I did meet this Zen Buddhist monk from Vietnam, Thich Nhat Hanh.
Oh, yeah. Thich Nhat Hanh.
And that transformed my life there at the Fairmont Hotel when they had it there. And I remember seeing both of you there.
Yeah, we were there. We were.
Yeah, that's part of our DNA.
Yeah,
part of that scene.
Definitely.
Yeah, we were pretty close with Henry Dakin, connected through that circuit, if you will.
Yeah, I had a marvelous connection at that time with Jean Houston, the only time that I personally got to meet her. It was such a collection of brilliant, creative people.
Yeah, Jean Houston was involved with one of the first interactive video games that used galvanic skin response biofeedback.
Right. The Wild Divine game.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think it has been matched in terms of a interactive biofeedback game.
It's coming. It's coming. There'll be a point where we go into virtual worlds and they're interactive with our biology, with how we're feeling and sensing the world.
Sure. But I'm just saying I loved that game. The reason why it comes up in the context of Jean Houston is because she was a guest artist who gave an introduction to the world that you explored as part of that game. It was a very fascinating game that tried to teach people beautiful concepts like ways to meditate, deep breathing, learning different breath techniques to interact with the technology. And if you learn to do the breath of fire, then you would have the experience of lighting a fire in a room. It was just a really remarkable, uplifting game with beautiful graphics.
She's quite the amazing lady in terms of archetypes to teach us
she
about.
was the hostess who welcomed people when they arrived.
So, coming right up. So check it out. It's online. You guys can check it out there at stateoftheworld.forum.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to check that out for sure.
Okay, great.
This kimchi breakthrough.
Oh, okay.
All right.
There you guys.
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
have a lot to say about kimchi. Yeah, this
pretty
is
well.
up your alley, Bobby.
Yeah. And
you know how to digest this concept.
I know, Bobby, you've always eaten kimchi, but apparently some new studies show that it alters immune cell behavior.
Yeah, it does trigger your T cells and trains them so that it can differentiate between good and bad viruses and bacterium.
Well, I guess anything that can survive the red hot peppers, it would have respect for, right?
It's based on cabbage, and cabbage naturally has these probiotic bacterium. So that's why sauerkraut is very important. It actually promotes vitamin K2, and it promotes a lot of good things happening in the body. It works in tandem with vitamin D and promoting your health.
Oh, they say that the World Institute of Kimchi, in the Ministry of Science in South Korea, they're finding that kimchi can curb excessive immune reactions while at the same time strengthening the body's defense responses. So it's really looking at the immunological effects at the single cell level and demonstrate its benefits beyond the metabolic health.
So excessive immune reactions would be like hyposensitivity. So if you get an antihistamine response, like asthma is a hypoimmune response to an allergen, where your own immune system chokes your lungs by creating too many antibodies.
Histamines, it creates histamines and overreaction. So that reminds me that there's something also, there's a Lactobacillus cereus, which actually lives in the sinuses of people, and the people that don't have that, then they have larger reactions to hay fever and asthma and those kind of things. So there are specific Lactobacillus cereus that you can actually buy online. It's a spray bottle in your nose, and sometimes that can remove a lot of the symptoms of hay fever and certain kinds of allergies in the nasal system.
Wow. So it doesn't just stimulate the immune system, but acts as a precision regulator that enhances the defense capabilities of the immune system when necessary and suppresses unnecessary and excessive responses. Immunoregulatory mechanism of kimchi.
All right.
So there's a woman, Rayenblau, she's Canadian, and she's a researcher on sauerkraut. The same bacilluses that are in kimchi are also in sauerkraut, and she promotes sauerkraut, and there's certain kinds of cheeses in Europe.
So kimchi is Eastern sauerkraut.
Yes,
essentially.
exactly.
Kind of
That's
dish.
what it is. Yeah. Just like sauerkraut is cabbage, right?
So they're both cabbage.
Yes.
What are the ingredients in kimchi besides cabbage and red pepper?
A certain amount of salt. It's in a brine, and you let it ferment for months. You know, when you first buy a kimchi jar, when you first open it, sometimes they explode because there's so much fermentation going on inside there.
Right.
Do you have it regularly yourself?
I try to eat it maybe once a week if I can. My mother always told me, it's good. You should take it at least once a week.
Yeah.
In Korea, they eat it a lot more often than in Japan. But in Japan, they do eat it
once a week. Can you put it on a hot dog?
People do. Cabbage hot dogs. That's
You know, you ever had hot dogs with sauerkraut? You know,
Yeah.
It's the same idea. It's the same thing. You know, you're getting
kimchi hot dog.
bacilluses.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
All right. So there you go.
Kimchi breakthrough. Powerful immune boosting effects.
All right.
All right. Go to a break. I'll be right back.
Be right back.
Stand by.
Hey, Warren, you know it's been a while since I've been up to your showroom and garden center in Scotts Valley. Maybe the folks out there might want to know where you are.
Absolutely. To find Knox Roofing and the Knox Garden Box Company, just head up into beautiful Scotts Valley. We're off of Highway 17 with only 2 X's to choose from. We're at 46 El Pueblo Road, next door to Scarborough Lumber and the beautiful nursery. We have a great showroom displaying all the many choices in roofing, from tile, composition, steel, flat systems in many styles, and now solar. And when it comes to wood items, we have It's All About Wood gift shop. And of course, the Knox Garden Box. What's a Knox box? Lots to look at. And while you're in Scotts Valley, check out the town. There's nice restaurants, breweries, wineries, shopping, hotels, farmers markets, and the entrance to the beautiful redwoods. Okay, folks, as always, we appreciate all of you out there. We'd love to see you at Knox Roofing and the Knox Garden Box store. And we can also come see you as well. Okay, thanks, folks.
Get hooked up with affordable cannabis at your locally owned Hook Outlet, where everybody above the age of 21 can participate in the Hook's loyalty program. Each purchase earns you 2% store credit on your next purchase. Get hooked up with the best cannabis at affordable prices at the Hook Outlet in Capitola and Watsonville, or order online at hookoutlet.com. Get hooked up at the Hook.
Attention investors. This is a simple commercial on the investment value of gold. Gold continues to make new highs. In good markets and in bad markets, you need to have your portfolio balanced with gold. Learn about owning physical gold or getting a gold-backed IRA. Make this simple call right now.
800-414-1657. 800-414-1657. That's 800-414-1657.
Sponsored by Reagan Gold.
Okay, I wanted to tune you into one of our little media experiments. Last week's show, I did a little experiment where I put it to some visuals and did a video version of it to see how it would look. If you want to know what the likes of us actually look like, what we're talking about, we have some visuals.
Broadcasting live from our studio.
We did a little experiment there, and it's at drfutureshow.com. And take a look at that. It says video version. Just click on that, and off you go.
Okay.
I think it's on our Podbean account, too.
There you go. Little upgrade.
Show.
Yeah, that was great.
Did you enjoy that, Bobby?
I did, immensely, yeah.
Yeah, you're quite prominent on the left side of the screen on that one. There was.
I didn't know that we were going to use this for recording, so.
Neither did we.
Yeah, we didn't know either. It was an experiment, and we're not going to do it every week. We just wanted to see if it could be engaging.
Yeah, we thought it was a really good show, and we thought, what the heck, let's put it out in another medium.
Yeah. I even had special effects for Aura.
That's right. Aura has become a colored wave of sound.
Yeah, where she's saying things.
Big bypass on state control for sure.
You see? Fun.
And what are all the different podcasts and streams that people can listen to the show on right now, presently?
Oh,
you can search for Dr. Future and iTunes, and you'll find us there.
Podbean.
Just do a Google search on that.
Mm-hmm.
Podbean is futurenowshow.podbean.com. futurenowshow.podbean.com. That has nice visuals of each show you can see. And I also put the video up there, too. So if you... But I do think that we have created the show in the context of theater of the mind. So mostly the show is theater of the mind, where we get you to imagine these things.
That's right.
And occasionally we'll even bring in a ability for the outside, those of you out there listening, to talk to us.
Every now and then, we open the phone lines.
It just doesn't work as well as I'd like it to.
Well, it's a little unpredictable.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, we do have so many stories to share with you every week as we approach what some call the singularity, or worthy of our attention.
Yes, the singularity.
For example, you know that Starlink is vying to give you easy access to the internet anywhere in the world for $40 a month, ultimately directly to your phone. It's just about complete in their network. And as they're completing on theirs, another network is gearing up, one that's called LEO, L-E-O.
Low Earth orbit.
Yeah, low Earth orbit. And it's being financed by Amazon and Jeff Bezos. They had a United Launch Alliance Atlas V just carry 27 Amazon LEO spacecraft up out of Florida, to Cape Canaveral there, today, early this morning.
Okay. Bezos is in the race.
Yeah, and their network will consist of about 3,200 satellites. Not as many as
3,200.
Starlink.
They're going to stop at 3,200, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Starlink is aiming for tens of thousands. I think.
No, well, they're happy with 11,500,
Right.
I think, initially.
Yeah.
That's what they have permission for
Mm-hmm.
from the regulating agencies. The LEO network now is going to require 80 launches to get up to speed and compete with Starlink to any great extent. And they are using all the different launch services. I mean, almost everything that Starlink has done has gone through SpaceX. Right.
Which, of course, is responsible for 75-80% of everything that's ever been launched into space.
Just fine for them.
Right.
But what they're doing here is that they're leasing out different rocket launch groups from United Launch Alliance to Ariane Space, that's the European French launch facilities, and SpaceX. SpaceX has actually launched some of the LEO satellites, their competition. Pretty cool, huh? So,
yeah.
As Blue Origin develops the new Glenn, they'll use that more and more. That's their own spaceship. Probably a better cost ratio for them to use their own spaceship.
As long as it doesn't blow up.
Yeah, as long as and they've been working well. The Glenn has been working quite well. They even landed the booster. Also, worthy of note, got my attention, was an MIT News piece about how vision can be rebooted in adults with what's called amblyopia. And that's kind of a lazy eye, amblyotic eye. And that temporarily anesthetizing the retina briefly reverts the activity of the visual system to that observed in earlier development. It's kind of like rebooting your computer to get rid of your problems. That biology has a reboot component to it that gives us an ability to reboot certain subsystems of our biology that seem to correct impairments.
Okay, so the impairment is that somehow your retina isn't working? Which part of
impaired
your eye
vision
is the retina? The retina is the image on the back of the eye. Light comes in and gets inverted at the lens, and then it's projected on the back of the eye. That's the retina?
That's the retina in the back, yes.
Uh-huh.
So what it's doing is it's getting all the cones and the rods to start a reboot and just start to come on all together in synchrony.
Yeah. The lab of Pickauer professor Mark Baer and collaborators showed that anesthetizing the non-amblyonic eye, non-amblyopic eye can improve vision.
So that just means it's like closing one eye to make the other one stronger.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were been replicated, and so that they have new evidence that shows that the new treatment could be effective when applied directly to the amblyopic eye.
Okay, so it's just resetting
anesthetizing it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty straightforward.
All right. In either case, it's somehow creating conditions where the eye tries a little harder.
It does, yeah. It seems to try a little higher when it's rebooted, when it's...
Well, it's kind of like Sun's idea of covering up the good eye so that you're focusing more on your bad
weak
eye.
one, yeah.
Yeah, the weak one.
Yeah, doing a little therapy for the weak eye.
So that's what it looks like it's doing. And then it's resetting your brain to accept this weak information that it was ignoring before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They found that blocking inputs from a retina to neurons cause neurons to fire bursts of electrical signals to downstream neurons in the visual cortex. And the similar patterns seem to occur in the visual system earlier on, even before birth, and these guide the synaptic development. And they're thinking that these bursts might have a role in the embryonic treatments that were going on. So they injected tetrodotoxin, TTX, to anesthetize the retinas in lab animals. And they found that bursting occurred not only in those LGN neurons that received input from the anesthetized eye, but also in the LGN neurons that received input from the unaffected eye. They identified the genetic channels that seemed to disrupt the bursting.
Well, it sounds like they broke it to fix it.
Yeah, they break it. It's like you turn things off to turn them on.
Yeah, but they're anesthetizing the eye, and that's somehow bursting some of the brain tissue.
Mm-hmm.
That's giving you a clean slate to rewrite the communication that's going on between the eye and the brain. Definitely is kind of like wiping it clean and then rebuilding it. Very risky.
Well, it sounds like your brain was treating the weak eye as like noise. And then when you anesthetize it and it says there's nothing there, and then you close your good eye, and then you start looking at the properties wear off, I think your brain will start looking at what information it is and not looking at it as noise, but as clean information.
Makes sense. It makes sense. Instead of having a blockage, you act as if there's nothing there, and so you see what you can do.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, we'll keep an eye on this. It's pretty interesting. I wonder if there's an equivalent in terms of ears. Like I'm noticing, for example, more background sound, like tinnitus.
I was just going to say about 3i Atlas, I'm getting more tinnitus.
Are you?
Sounds. Yeah. I woke up yesterday, and it was like the worst tinnitus I've ever had.
Yeah, I'm experiencing more of that too.
How's your hydration levels, my friend? Just curious.
I was hydrating a lot.
You're hydrating a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I was cleaning my ears. It just gets louder. I don't know, it's bizarre.
I thought maybe I'm also electrosensitive to like 5G frequencies, 5 gigahertz, I mean, not 5G, but 5 gigahertz. So I thought maybe that's it. So I was turning off all my Wi-Fi and making sure I was plugged in directly, and it didn't make any difference. So I don't know if it's 3i Atlas. I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi. I don't know, but it was profound yesterday. It was pronounced.
Did you discern any signal in it at all? Or
No, it was just a very loud.
A lot of noise.
High frequency pitch that I was picking up.
Getting more noise, then how do we get more signal?
That's your job. Figure that one out.
Well, according to chaos theory, the signal lies in the noise.
Well, if it's signal, it's not noise.
Well, in the classic sense.
We're looking for a pattern
Well,
here.
we're trying to apply chaos theory to this, and that's where you look for patterns where there aren't any observable ones, where you can't see any. Anyway. There was an interesting, strange patterns they were finding down in South Brazil, in northern Argentina. Remember, there's another piece we have from Earth.com. Deep under the hills there appeared to be these huge tunnels that cut right through solid rock. And the scientists couldn't figure out how they were created. They don't seem to be related to any normal geological process or no human creating tunnels for mining or anything. And they didn't seem to follow any river channels. They didn't look like normal caves. They were at least 600 yards long, tall enough for an adult to walk through without bending. And they finally figured it out.
Okay.
Yeah, detailed map of 1,500 of these things, giant tunnels. They branched into side rooms. They had a whole complex structure. Well, according to the research now, they now believe that these were created by giant extinct ground sloths.
Ooh. Oh, really? These were dug by animals?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Giant extinct ground sloths make these colossal shelters.
They have to be gigantic.
Huge.
Wow.
Huge. Yeah.
Sloths.
Maze of underground homes.
That really changes my perception of sloths. I didn't think they accomplished
underground
much.
Ground sloths. So it probably took them a whole lifetime to make their home.
Probably more than one, it sounds like.
And then they reshaped landscapes of
It's a sloth civilization.
Yeah.
Wow.
They appear in consolidated sandstone, weathered volcanic rock. They're hard for machines to excavate and harder for humans to do with simple tools. Some of old tunnels were reused over and over. Some kind of a map of ancient tunnels. It was called the Cenozoic period when these tunnels were made. Fascinating, huh?
Yeah.
When we were in Costa Rica, they have these sloths. They're very large, but they move so slow. They don't smell good. But
yeah, you got that close, did you?
But they look very cuddly.
Yeah, well, imagine them as being giant. And
apparently the reason why they attributed these tunnels to giant sloths is because they found some giant sloth skeletons in the caves there.
That's right. They matched burrow size and claw patterns with fossil skeletons. And 6 feet, 1.8 meters across, and about as tall. That was circular.
Wow.
You know?
That's big.
But they move so slow. How can they dig into the rock? I just can't imagine they could do that.
Well, you know how people escape from prison using a spoon? Through the law. It takes a long time. But they have claws.
They do.
Yeah, they have big, long, curved claws. Yeah. They think that's how they did it. I can't imagine they were using any kind of liquid that would dissolve the rock, like a snail. Giant snails might make holes like that. But it would take a lot of fluid, it seemed to me. I guess if it's sandstone, you could go reasonably fast with it.
I suspect that these were created by something other than a sloth, and the sloth found them as a good home, and they died in them.
Okay.
A sloth built as they were with a long tail for balance and massive forelimbs tipped with curved claws. Well, these sloths built like that could rear up, brace, and dig steadily into sediment or softer rock over many generations.
Yeah, that's what makes sense to me.
Yeah, many generations.
Yeah, it's a sloth colony.
And they go all the way back to the Pleistocene, Ice Age period, ending 11,700 years ago. Not that long ago, right? Wow. Humans were around. Humans and sloths shared the Americas together at that time. So there should be some
I think we were shorter then.
Natives,
it sounds like they were bigger.
There should be some ancient natives' tales about giant sloths then, eh?
Sure.
Yeah.
Doesn't it look like graffiti on the inside of these caves, though?
Well, there was humans, too. In New Mexico's White Sands, there's a footprint papered that has trackways where barefoot humans stepped into sloth prints and then followed them for long distances. So human interactions with sloths were mostly interpreted by the scientists as stalking or hunting behavior. I guess we'd eat them? Or they would eat us? No, they'd never catch us. Right, sloths. Killed by a sloth.
I don't know. Maybe we
so.
had harmonious relationships with them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, they said they could rear up and lash out with their claws.
Slowly.
Like a lethal reach. Close quarter would not be good.
Especially not in those caves.
Dangerous animals. Dangerous. Yeah. But it's possible that we hunted them. If they were tasty. I don't know. I've never tried sloth. And it seems like these underground burrows would help them avoid people. They'd go into their caves and avoid having to deal with us. Big cats, humans. And temperature swings on the outside because it was cold outside at the end of the Ice Age. Fascinating, huh?
Yeah, very. So let's see. It looks to me like you have one article left, which is, strangely enough, about a frozen creature.
Oh, yeah.
After the Ice Age. It comes back to life after 46,000 years.
Yeah, that was a tiny
From
creature.
The Siberian ice.
Right, this is a real science fiction movie here also. What do you do when the ice starts to melt up north and the permafrost starts going away and microscopic organisms in the ice start to become alive again?
Yeah.
Right, this is a nematode.
It's right out of an alien movie.
Yeah, they look really strange. Yeah.
In the permafrost of Siberia.
Yeah, they can deal with those cold temperatures. How do they survive with that kind of temperature? I think is part of the mystery. The nematode.
You think it slept for 46,000 years?
Well, I think it's probably a form of hibernation. They say that if an animal is truly frozen and they have much water in their system, then the water, when it freezes, it expands and creates these little crystals that penetrate cell walls, therefore destroying the viability of cellular structures. Cellular intelligence gets destroyed. So how do they avoid that? How do they survive extreme temperatures?
So the thing is that these are fossils. I don't think they've discovered any living worms. What they've got is a new species that has been radiocarbon dated to the Pleistocene era. So
I don't know. I know. It says in laboratory experiments, the worm demonstrated molecular mechanisms.
Did survive. You're right.
Yeah, it's alive.
Right,
it's not just fossils here. We're talking living organisms. Reanimator. That's right. That was a famous movie made here in Santa Cruz.
Look at this. Its genetic mechanisms may hold clues for organ preservation, biomedical science, and deep space survival.
Deep space exploration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So permafrost is the future.
Well,
you want to go to
nematodes.
deep space.
Cryptobiotic capabilities. Yes, cryptobiotic capabilities of nematodes.
Right.
Yeah.
It makes me think of the sci-fi book Dune, right?
Yeah.
Because in Dune, the children of Dune basically covered themselves with worm slime, which looks like these nematodes, and then it bonded with their skin and made them immortal.
So what are the immortal biochemical strategies that they use to allow them to have chiral preservation, where they can survive freezing without penetrating the cell walls.
Good question.
There's Alcor in Arizona.
Yes, that's for humans.
The
That's
human
right.
freezer people.
Yes.
So I think they would be all over this. It seems like usually there's some kind of sugar that keeps as an antifreeze. You know, I suspect there's something sugar-oriented in this.
Well, yeah, in other words, it's not really frozen.
The glycosylate.
Yeah. Well, that's what they use. They use it like an antifreeze instead of.
Antifreeze.
Now, if they were possibly secreting some kind of fluid that had a lower freezing point than water, or something that added to their water in their system that would make it a lower temperature, like antifreeze, that could work. Give them a few degrees. And I think that's all they need in these environments. They freeze at 32 degrees, 0 centigrade. So if they could survive another 2 degrees below that, then that would be good.
Hey, you know what? This show is just about over.
I don't know. What time is it? It's towards the end.
We got 20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Appreciate your attention. Happy holidays. Hope that you're enjoying Christmas and New Year's and Hanukkah.
And the State of the World Forum and the solstice. 3i Atlas. The
December
mystery.
19th. Happy birthday,
Happy
Brother
future
Norm.
now.
Yes. All right. Good night, everyone. Bye. All right. There we go.